topic is nutrition. What is nutrition and why it is important? Nutrition, which is basically a process of providing as well as obtaining a food which is basically necessary for our health, growth as well as the development. So whether we are doing a work or not, we are totally require energy to maintain our internal environment of our body, or we can say that to maintaining the homeostasis. So in order to maintain the status of our body, so we require energy which is basically fulfilled in different ways. So that means this nutrition is totally important for us for carrying out of our daily routine works, or as well as the other kind of metabolic processes in our body. So we are having two main types of nutrition. One are the autotrophic mode of nutrition and another one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition, where organisms are capable of making their own food, whereas the heterotrophs, they are not capable of making their own food. They are totally dependent upon the other living organisms. So autotrophs like the plants, algae, bacteria, which are using the inorganic content or the inorganic sources like carbon dioxide, water, with the help of that and plus with the help of sunlight, they are capable of converting that carbon dioxide or the water or the inorganic contents into the organic compounds, like in form of we can say that in the form of sugar content or the glucose content or the food content. So that provides the energy to the plants. Whereas heterotrophs, they are not capable of doing that, and they are totally dependent upon the plants, or whether they are dependent upon the other organisms also, other organisms like the other animals, okay, for their food. So that means they are taking directly the complex food, or we can say that they are taking directly the organic compounds or the organic food. So in order to breaking down that particular complex food into the simplest one, so that they are to be easily digestible for us, so our body requires different kind of things, or we can say that our body requires the biocatalyst or the enzymes in order to breaking down those particular, we can say that those particular biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. So in order to break down, we require the amylases, proteases as well as lipases respectively. So in order to break down into the simplest carbon content, hydrogen content as well as the oxygen, and further in the form of nitrogen and so on. So these are the two basic ways of nutrition. So first we will talk about the autotrophic mode of nutrition, where the carbon as well as the energy requirement of the autotrophic organism is basically fulfilled by the photosynthesis. So this is the process where the plants or the algae are capable of making their own food with the help of sunlight as well as the chlorophyll, and they will let the conversion of this light for their growth as well as the development, or we can say that they are converting that chemical they are capable of converting the sunlight energy into the chemical energy. So here we are having a simple reaction which showing the process of photosynthesis, where we are having a 6 carbon dioxide molecule as well as the 6 water molecules, which are to be converted into the C6H12O6, which is basically a sugar or the glucose sugar, and plus there is a releasement of 6 oxygen molecules into the environment, which are used by us which is basically necessary for our survival. So this is the basic chemical equation or the chemical process, or simply we can say that the photosynthesis is basically a redox reaction or the chemical reaction, where the light reaction is get converted into the chemical reaction. So here this is the main thing, the carbon dioxide source as well as the water source plus sunlight, and plus they are also requiring the chlorophyll content, which will lead to the converted into the sugar molecules. So this is the general process of photosynthesis, where the light entered into the chlorophyll, which will entrap the light by means of the chloroplast, where this chlorophyll pigment are present, and plus with the help of water which are absorbed by the roots, as well as the carbon dioxide which enters into the leaves by means of stomata, because those stomata help in the gaseous exchange. Okay? So this carbon dioxide, water plus chlorophyll as well as the light, they will lead to the conversion into the starch molecules, or we can say is that the sugar molecules, which will get to be stored in the other parts of the plants, and plus there is a releasement of the oxygen into the environment. So this is the basic criteria of the process of photosynthesis.